You ask why resources not there. According to research, it's the current parliament, the sixth parliament, is facing serious what I would call procurement, serious expenditure challenges. Sources at the finance ministry are telling me that the parliament is spending more than what it should be spending. And when they check what they are spending this money on, most of the cash is being spent on overseas traveling. Another is on, of course, when you talk about overseas traveling, you talk about ticket procurement. Another one is on fuel usage. And according to financial experts, that's where the budget of parliament is constrained. Because that is not to say their budget has not been improved. And remember, there is already a welfare bill that gives them some encouraging or palatable conditions of service, unlike other persons. But because the fact that they are elected, so I think they deserve some of those facilities. So if you look at oversight generally and the state of affairs, I think for the fact that we've not been able, for example, MCC, governance effectiveness, looking at the recent scorecard, it shows that legislative oversight is weak, and that's more work needs to be done, because at the end of the day, it's almost becoming a rubber-stamped parliament. We've not seen in this year any legislation or any nominee being rejected. So it's just been a smooth sail.
It means they're good nominees as well. If they're not a problem, why? Because the committee where they interview people gets APC, SLPP, and I'm sure there's Paramount Chief as well. We go sit on there, and it means the people who the president is appointing, the people who the president appoints now competent people, and we meet the criteria of parliament and the scrutiny as well.
So why at the end of the day we see the president they change them at random?
Yeah, but people can be good when they get power, they change.
So
I make parliament can always advise them, say, well, you go do the work right.
And parliament only for wait till the president act for them. If you have a robust oversight, quarterly you perform
it's
checks.
only the responsibility of the president to hire and fire.
Yeah,
Parliament doesn't sack.
But parliament can recommend. Go back to Soiree versus the PAC. Parliament can recommend to the executive for actions to be taken, especially in what we are seeing when it comes to cash losses. A huge setback in the public service is the enormous amount of cash losses being recorded by the Auditor General. And that has been, visible when it comes to, example, recoveries from the PAC. But of course, that will not be far-fetched also from the, what I would call, sour relationship between the PAC and the ACC, which is something, if much more improvement is to be seen, should be more.
But that has always been the case most times with successive parliament. Parliament always run for all them power, and ACC can say, well, come to the Auditor General's report, because I remember the issue of JFK and Honorable Bundu the other term before now and all of that. But in terms of growth, me to say, this is a very youthful parliament. I don't know when we get this kind parliament or so, with the speaker, the deputy speaker, the leader, deputy, and all of that. What do you think about the issue of, young people, not youth, but young people generally, at the aim of affairs, now with legislative arm of government, and the output as well in addressing issues, representing the people, making good laws, and doing oversight?
It is worrisome. It is worrisome because whatsoever they are sowing now will be reaped by other young people coming. If they've boasted about having the youngest parliament, and if you compare their effectiveness, and for example, see how parliament portray on the MNO's issue. How can a whole parliament, wrongfully issue an order, which I have argued. The order coming from parliament itself was wrong and illegal.
But they backtrack. They
because they know it was illegal. You cannot. How can you slam the action without even doing due diligence on the matter? So that was that's the biggest embarrassment for Parliament this year. I think that should be highlights of when it comes to to the portals. But it basically speaks to the fact that young people, back to the subject, must be more diligent in leadership. Because at the end of the day, if it ends up that at the end of the life of the sixth parliament, the public concludes that, oh, they are the worst performers so far, it sends a chilling message to political parties that, oh, should we entrust the next parliament in the hands of many young people? I don't think so. We should have a balance. One thing that has affected this parliament is the lack of old hands experience. Imagine the likes of Dr. Bundu, who was booted out disgracefully, you know, in connivance with some young
people. Didn't say that, man. The man resigned. This is his perspective. It's happening.
Lamana, I like this your gatekeeping thing.
Yeah, no, but he has never come out. You cannot you speculate on what you know from source. Yeah, because publicly the State House pulled a statement and we resign and.
Sometimes we go left arm at the day where we go see a leaked or a full copy of Dr. Bundu's resignation letter.
Okay.
I will just left her at that point.
Okay.
But whatever be the case, the fact remains that young man then gang up against them pull old pa. And when the young man, they laugh. And when the young man then can now, waiting, many people will be expect that energy. It did in terms of many of the parliamentarians are highly educated or educated, but in terms of them being radical enough to cut across party line on national issues, it has been the same old story. And in terms of engaging with the public, this parliament is far detached when it comes to engaging in the public.